What's up? What's up? Enough of that stuff. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. It's Steve here. Turn down some reverb. So, hope you're doing great. It's Steve here. This is a live stream for Fender Friday. And you can see I got a nice little setup there down by my feet. You got my Fender Mustang GTX 7 foot switch with my Boss looper. That song right there was one that I built just now and before this thing, and put it together. It's not perfect, but I did it all with my keyboard over here. That's my Novation launch key 49, which controls an iPad and a bunch of stuff, and also that looper down there at my feet. So let me hop over here. I'll tell you about what we're going to do. First of all, if you haven't already, grab some headphones or earbuds, and we're going to go in super wide stereo, as maybe you heard. In fact, I'll show you right now. Left, right, left, right. If you're here live, leave any comments or questions. This is specifically about the GTX foot switch as my multi-effects pedal, but I'm going to see if there's any other questions, and also demonstrate a bunch of tones and a live loop too. 1 second, let me plop over here. All right, connecting to YouTube. One of the questions I got earlier was, how do you do a loop and how do you time it reliably? I'll explain that in a little bit. That'll be one of the things we answer. Another one was how to use the Mustang GTX 7 foot switch. Is it instantaneous? When you switch from tone 1 to tone 2, does it just go like that? So we'll see. Real quickly, let me show you again the lay of the land here. So that foot switch down there is the Mustang GTX 7. And a lot of people, prefer mega multi-effects pedals with a million presets and a expression pedal and a digital readout. I like to use this one because it's pretty simple. It controls my Mustang amp. Let me see if I can show you a little close-up cam. Hang on. So this is live, and I'm sort of tilting that thing down. Right there is the Mustang GTX 50 amp right there, and that is what's powering the GTX 7. Of course, I was on the wrong camera. That one right there is the Mustang GTX 50 amp right there, and so that one is powering the foot switch, which you can see down there by my feet. So let me hop back over. All right. So let's do this. I'm going to show you a couple tones here. That was a pretty sweet hard rock tone there by doing U2's New Year's Day. I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow where I show how I build the song using my multi-track setup right there. But one of the things I'm going to do right now is show you this foot switch. So right there I'm on tone number 5, and that is that hard rock tone. But if I click right there on number 1, that's a pretty clean sound, so check this out. Let me get a little volume going. And so that right there is a clean tone that I made called Clean Dream for the Fender Mustang amps. And it has a couple different tones or pedal presets on it right there. And let me hop back over here. So right there, you can see it's tone number 1. And to demonstrate how quickly you can go to another tone, tone number 4 is my crunch. So right there I hit from tone number 1 to tone number 4, and I will show you real quickly how to answer that other question that came in on how instantaneous is it when you press it, if you use it as a multi-effects. So right here I've got tone 4, and here that's tone 1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit tone 1 is my clean tone, and when I hit 4, going to go 1, 2. Let me get onto a different pickup. So there's tone 1. And to show you how instantaneous it is, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, switch, and I'm going to go right to tone 4. Well, let's see. So for me, it's instantaneous when I switch it right there. The lights don't sometimes switch as quickly, but the tone switch for me right away. Yeah, I got a comment here. Real interested in the dotted eighth U2 stuff. I have a tone that I put on the Fender Cloud called dotted. What's it called? Search for Dotted and Steve Guitar on the Fender Cloud, and you'll find that tone right there. I created it. It's got a U2-y kind of tone. The one that I just did was a super overdriven version, and I'll put that up on the cloud by tomorrow. I think I'm going to call it, Dotted Drive or something like that, or Dotted Dream. It's really cool. It's like a exact version of it, but I do have one up there on the cloud right now. Search for Dotted and Steve Guitar. So let me show you though. Again, if I switch over here, here's what I love about this amp. This foot switch right here. I use it as my all-around pedal, and I can stay on tone number 1. Let me go back to that. And with that, I've got 5 different presets there, and I'm going to switch to my iPad view. Give me a second here. I'll change it. I'll share my screen and my iPad. All right. By the way, hit like, even if you don't like it. So let me turn on my iPad here. And there we go. That's my little switcher software. And if I come back here and go to, there's my Fender app right there. So here's what I got. This is my tone here. Number 1, it's Clean Dream by Steve Guitar. You can download this one too. And what you've got here, I'll show you real quickly. If I hop into the amp part, it's based off of a 65 Deluxe reverb. That's my favorite of all of them because it's just super 3D sounding. It's super big and 3D sounding. And then if I go swipe to the left, I've got a really light chorus. It's nothing big. And if I go one more to the left, I've got an overdrive pedal. I usually use the green box, but I use this one here, and it's off. So I could add a bit of drive. I'll show you that in a second. So here's the order of pedals. You have pedal number 1, pedal number 2, the amp. I've got a tremolo here. I'll show you that in a second. Sort of medium strength. And then a large hall reverb. Love that. It's a good stereo reverb. And then this stereo tape delay. And so stereo tape delay is great. I just love a big wide stereo sound right there. And so again, if I go back out, you can see I've got 5 pedals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what is cool about the foot switch is it has 5 buttons on it. And so you can use it not only to switch presets between, number 1, which is my Clean Dream tone, and number 4, which is my crunch tone, or number 5, which is that dotted drive, that U2 kind of thing. As I, on number 1 though, I can use it as sort of like my all-around tone. It's super clean, but if I hit the first button when I go into effects mode, I can turn on that drive. I can turn on the tremolo. I could turn off the stereo delay. So let's show you some of that. Let me do one more share. Got this live switcher right here. All right. All right, all right, all right. I think, let's see, we're live. Hang on one second. Got to make sure I'm not double sharing my screen. Yeah, I just hit stop sharing. All right, here we go. Going into camera mode. Okay, so here we go. There's the foot switch again on 3, 2, 1 right there. Okay, so again, remember those 5 pedals. I've got the, this is my clean tone. And if I come down here, if I go to the top right corner and hit that button, you see EFF. That shows the effects, that I'm in effects mode. I'm not in the switcher mode. So instead of it being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, my first 5 presets, and number 1 being the clean and number 4 being the crunch, I've got 5 pedals. And so you can see right here, if I turn off all of them, I've got a little reverb going on through my Boss 600, which for the whole presentation, but that right there is about as clean as it gets, at least with my setup right here. And if you remember, the first one was the drive, the second one was the chorus. Let's turn on the chorus. Again, it's really light, you probably wouldn't even notice it. Let's turn on that hall reverb on the 4th pedal. And let's turn on that stereo reverb on the stereo delay on that 4th, 5th pedal. And so right there, I turned them mostly on. Let me try the tremolo on the 3rd position. And so in the middle of that, I turned off that stereo delay on the outer edge. So I've got a tremolo in the middle. And if I turn that off, go to my bridge pickup. And there's that dry pedal on the far left. I haven't decided whether, I haven't really perfected that dry pedal right there, that tone. So I probably won't keep that. Let me see real quickly. So that's how I use the pedal right there. I use it to switch between pickups 1 through 20 or whatever, my top 20. You can go to Fender's site and search for Steve Guitar, and you'll find them all. Something like 25, 30,000 downloads so far. I've got a bunch of acoustic ones. I'm going to do another live where I go through the acoustic patches. But for now, what I usually do is I stay on number 1, my Clean Dream. I just love it. I can turn on the tremolo. I can turn on a drive. I'm going to probably put the green box there. And I can turn off that stereo delay if it gets too big. But when I'm ready to go into other stuff, I got my top 5 presets in those first 5 slots. So I can go to acoustic. I can go to bass. Speaking of bass, let me show you that. I'm going to isolate that one right there. If I hit play again on this thing. So that is a bass tone that I use. I'm going to keep working on that as well, but I got this Mustang bass back there, and what's cool is I can set that up as my 3rd preset. So I quickly go from a clean guitar on number 1 to a crunchy guitar on number 4 to a bass on my preset number 3 to an acoustic on number 2, and then I can go to that screaming lead thing you heard earlier on track 5. So let me put the tremolo one in action. Comment, Clean Dream, how? Well, I'm not actually dreaming of anything. I just named it that. I thought it was cool, Clean Dream. It's like a real dreamy, lush, ethereal kind of clean with the stereo kind of stuff. So if you search Fender's Cloud for Clean Dream, you'll find that tone right there. and ramp up the stereo delay even more. Let me do this. I'm going to hop over to a totally different song. I was playing around with Bruce Springsteen's I'm on Fire today. Let me go to the switcher here. All right, let me try this. Don't know why we got a lot of reverb. Oh, there we go. This is a song, a live looping song that I built a little while ago as well. Did it today. It's a bit rough. The timing isn't great, and so I wouldn't consider it, perfect. But check this out. Let me hit play. Got to find my bass and all that stuff. So I recorded a keyboard sound right here. You can see my faders. So what I'll do is I'll go back down to my first tone. Again, I'm on tone number 1. That's my bass tone. There's that crunch. I'm going to go back to Clean Dream, and then I'm going to turn on that tremolo. Ready? I'll start cycling through my screens here. Not like an exact version of the song. I just sort of played around with this earlier, made the single loop right there. Very simple loop. I might build the whole song, with the verse, chorus, all that. Got a little filter going on right there. So basically, as you saw right there, I also added a bunch of reverb. Sometimes when I'm doing like a lead, shut that dude down. When I'm doing a lead solo right there, I use some reverb that's in the Boss just to add even more reverb and make it wide and spacey. But when I'm just jamming, the Mustang does all I need it to right there. So that's a quick look. I mean, basically the GTX 50 is a great standalone combo amp. It is, really well regarded as, in my opinion and a lot of people's opinions, one of the best modeling amps out there. But I love to use it silent. I mute the speaker and I run the sound setup to my looper pedal and all that, and have some fun. And I use that primarily as a multi-effects unit going from preset to preset. But then I stay in one preset and I can flip over and use it as a stomp box to turn off all 5 of them. I got another video on the looper. One of the questions, again, one of the first questions was, how do you do loop timing? I'll quickly, here's what I'm going to do. I have a setup here that for some reason, I need to patch in a different cable. My looper, the GTX looper isn't working. It's not that it's broken. It's that my setup here isn't the best. So I'm going to demonstrate some loop timing real quickly, just since that question came in, using my Boss, but it works the same way as the other one. So let me show you. All right, I went to a totally new memory on my Boss looper, and if I sort of kick the GTX 7 out of the way, let me turn off my stereo delay. Guitar is a little out of tune, but I'm not going to take time to do it. So here's what I would say in terms of timing your loops. I've got a full video on that. If you search my channel or search Steve Guitar, I think it's like five looper tips or looping tips. I've got one, and one of my biggest ones is timing. And basically what I say is you start your loop on the 1 beat and you end it on the 1 beat. Exactly. So for example, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. On those ones, I would start it. Ready? You click the start button. 1, start, 2, 3, 4, stop, 2, 3. As close as you can get perfect with that, the better. You could use advanced or fancy loopers like this where you can set timings and have this, auto kind of sync thing going on. But if you just are using the regular Mustang GTX looper, or even this one here as a real basic one, which I love both of them. I love the complex loopers and I love the basic ones. But if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, so let me show you real quick. Ignore the speed of those beeping right there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Oops. That was funny. I think I switched over into a different effect. I turned on like a guitar to bass kind of effect that made my voice funny. Let me try it real quick. All right. So again, I go. Let's try this. Ready? So what I did was 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. I hit start, 2, 3, 4. I went like 8 instead of 4. But the point is, if you start it on the downbeat and stop it on the downbeat, whether or not you do it in 4s or 8s or 12 or whatever. I'll do, since I counted out to 4, I'll do one more. And let me clear that pedal. Hang on, or that loop. All right. So I'm going to go 1. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Okay. I'm going to go 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So you can see right there, I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. Started it on the 1 and 2. Anyway, it's a big key. So I would say if you want to keep your loops in time perfectly, follow that rule. Again, I got another video on it with a bunch of other tips for, how to maintain your volume, make sure your rhythm is quieter than your lead, and also how to keep your rhythm stuff simple and not too complex so that your lead can really shine. All right, so that was a quick little GTX video to sort of show what's going on. Let's play it out here with one more little YouTube jam, and if you U2 jam, and if you want to see me build the whole song live, I'm going to do that tomorrow, which is Saturday, and see how it goes. So I'm going to hit this little. Oh, and also a shout out to my friends. Let me pull it up. Well, don't know what's going on. I got a little volume right there. What I was going to show you is my my friends at the Fender. Yeah, let me share my screen one more time, give a little shout out. All right, technical difficulties, but hang in there. Next time we'll do this at the beginning. If I hit share the screen and start broadcast, Pat and the group over at this Mustang group, give me 2 seconds. There it is, finally. The Fender GTX 50 and GTX 100 amps and Mustang Micro group on Facebook. They have about 810 people strong. So it's a really cool place to, get a bunch of questions answered and hang out with people who are interested in the Mustang amp. So thanks, Pat, for plugging it, and we'll see you all around that channel. All right, I'm going to go to the multi-camera view, and we are going to play it out with a little bit of YouTube and see what you think. Thanks. All right, here we go. Already had a lead built out, ready?